Okay, so I've reviewed loads of these little Whoop style quads. This one is slightly different. One, it comes with a transmitter, which is fine. That's not anything different about it. But this one you can control with the force of your mind. Okay, I lied about that. You can control it by using hand movements. It's got sensors on the sides and the front and the rear, and then one facing down, so you can actually make it ascend or obviously descend. You have to just leave your hand out the way and then push it around. We're going to have a play with it. We're going to see what it's doing. We're due heavy rain very shortly, so I'm just quickly going to get this done outside, hopefully, and just see how it flies outside. Actually, it's built for an indoor flyer, I'm sure, and I'll probably do some playing around indoors with it, but if it can fly outside, we'll see how it gets on. I can do a little range test as well. The way to bind it is a self-binding system. You just simply plug it in, pop it down on something level. You can see the flashing LEDs, and then turn on the transmitter. You get a beep beep, and then you get the flashing LEDs on here, and then it goes solid. I'll run through the controls on the transmitter as we're flying. So to take off, it's got an auto takeoff system. So first of all, let's just calibrate it first of all. So just bring the two sticks down and to the right. You get a flashing LED on it and a loud beep off the transmitter, and then you're away. I'll say, okay, so I'm just going to hand launch it. So just press the auto takeoff button, auto takeoff and auto land here. Out we go. And we're away, and that's in low rate, so the pitch is hardly anything. It's just, I'm filming in slow motion by the looks of it here. Got to intermediate and then high rates, and even that's not very aggressive, I must admit. It actually flies really nice and precise. You've got your throttle here, so you push it up and it goes up, pull it down, it comes down. You want it to rotate right, rotates right, and then rotates left as well. It's altitude hold, as you can see, it's just sort of held its hold there. Roll to the right and left, and then we pitch forward and backwards. And it's a mode 2 setup, that is. So we've got headless mode on it as well. Not too sure which way I bound it up, but put it in headless mode, all that changes, because forward is directly away from however you bound it up. So that's where I bound it up over there. And you can spin it as you go. And so forwards away, back towards me, right and left, and not points of the compass. You can come at diagonals if you like. So, not something I really like, but it's on there. And it also does little flips as well. Whoa, hey, that's quite neat actually. And then a forward one, bonk, there we go. It's really, like I say, really built for an indoor flyer. It's but robust little things. You're not going to damage anyone or anything with it. I'm interested to see a range test on it. Some of them drop out quite close, and we'll just see how we get on with this one. But it's going to take me about 20 minutes to get across the garden, so I might do this with time lapse, to be honest. It's a very slow little flyer. And like I say, I'm sure we're in high rate sort of thing. Now if I go from here across to where those flowers are right at the far end, that's 50 metres, and it is still flying. Yep, I've still got control over it. Wow, that is 50 metres of range on it. Yeah, you can see the foam was just moving there. Probably can't on this head cam, but that's where it is. I really can't, I'm just literally pulling it back towards me because I can't actually rotate it because I haven't got any LEDs on it. There we go. Oh no, it's fine. It's coming back. And you can flip from normal flying to actual, pop it on here. If you hold this down for a couple of seconds, now it becomes in the sort of French way. So I'm not touching the transmitter here, and I can actually control it to go away from me. I'll make it ascend and then down. It will come down after a little while. So it says in the instructions. Perhaps it won't. So how do you get that to descend then? This was my question. Oh, no, it's coming down slowly actually. I think it says 5 to 15 seconds. Yeah, oh, there it goes. Because I walked underneath it, it's gone up again. And then you can just bring it back into control on the transmitter as well. So it's rather good actually. It's actually quite a fun little flyer. It's a nice little precise flyer, I must admit. You've got flashing LEDs, which means the battery's down. I have been playing around with it indoors sort of thing, so I'm just going to see how we get on with. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not going to set the world on fire for speed, but it's actually nice. Be nice for indoors, and like I say, pretty safe to fly. And I quite like. It won't flip because the battery's quite low now. And the other thing with my one, I've got 3 batteries, so I'll check out any deals, anything I can find, obviously put them on there for you. We're going to go and swap the battery over. I'll just run it right out because actually we've had LEDs flashing for ages. We'll just see how on earth we get on. But 50 metres range is pretty impressive off something like this. The little 300 milliamp hour single cell batteries, and you get the charger with it as well, but it only charges one battery at a time, which is a little bit of a shame. I wonder if I can take it back into control even though the battery's low, without it drifting away. There we go. Yeah, no, so we got control over it. Whoop. all squirrely because it's coming into where I was. That's it, we're back in control again. Nice. Yeah, nice little flyer. Oh, crikey, I thought the battery was literally just running out when the LEDs come on, which is normal with the little whoops and things. This one's just going to go on forever, isn't it? It's actually a really long flight time for a little 300 milliamp hour battery. You can tell it's really low now. She wanted to go down and land. We've got an auto land system on it as well, or you could just bring it into your hand and then just kill the power. Okay, it's raining quite hard outside, so I'm just going to give it a quick go with the hand controls indoors. See how we get on. Just plug it in, you get the flashing LEDs, and you can probably see these a bit better this time. Put it down somewhere level, and then it goes down to a slow pulse. There's a couple of ways of starting it. You can either shake it up and down, or you can just throw it. So I'm just going to shake it, let go, and that's it. And then you can just control where it goes, sort of. If you want it to go up, you just push up, and then if you leave it for a while, it will come back down to the height that it started off at. I don't think it needs a table height, I think it needs the height that it originally took off to. It's, I just don't quite get it really, what you're supposed to do with it, to be honest. Oh, because it saw that bit there, of course it took off a bit, so just have to be careful. So if I get that over the table, let's see how it handles. Whoops. Oh, that's quite good. It actually saw the string there, so that, yeah, and they again gone up because of that. Now catching it's a little bit difficult because if you try and put your hand anywhere near it, left, right, or anywhere, it will just obviously go opposite to your direction, sort of thing. So if I just stand here, it drifts towards me. So the only way I've found is you can either do that, you can just put your hand across and grab hold of it. Whoops! Like that. You have to invert it basically to turn it off. Or the only other way I found of doing it, and you can throw it to launch it as well. There we go. Is to actually put your hand above it first of all, but make sure you don't get anything interfering with the back of it, and then just literally put your hand like that. That's the only ways I've found that you can actually do it. But it sort of does what it should do. It's, you know, I just don't understand it. I think that's probably my problem. I'm not actually getting any, you know, I don't actually see what the benefit of it is. But hey, I suppose it's fun and a bit different, and you can control it with it. Just wondered what will happen when it's stuck in here. Oh no, it just wants to come back up to that height because of the table. There we go. So yeah, I suppose it won't drift and hit anything because it will just move out the way. And it starts sensing at about 4 inches. There we go. Well, I think it's 10 centimetres, 4 inches I would say. Out there we go. Yeah, so probably a bit closer than that. And like I say, that's the way I've found the easiest way. Just keeps your hands out of the way of it. Just going to have a play with the transmitter, so turn this on. There we go, and we've got solid LEDs now, and that means that we're actually bound to this now. So let's just see how we get on with this. So there we go. I'm going to leave that running in the background, me playing around indoors with it, and just actually finish off with a summary. What do I think of it? With the transmitter, I really like it. It's a nice flyer, amazing range on it, and I didn't even run out of range. So it probably would have gone further. I don't know why on earth you'd want to fly any further. I didn't really want to fly it that far, but most people sort of say, how far does it go? Or how high does it go? So, and I wouldn't want to take it too high either, sort of thing. But that was amazing, I thought, for what it is, this little setup. The transmitter works really well on everything. It does take 3 AAA batteries. It doesn't come with that. That's the only thing it doesn't come with. The actual quad itself had a really really nice and held together well. Had a few bashes and bumps with it, and it's absolutely fine. There's no marks on it at all. The frame and everything is really quite nicely built. Whether or not you could break these, I mean, anything is breakable, I suppose. So, and then you just have to replace the frame. But that's quite normal on this sort of quads. You can put a little FPV camera on there. There's no problem with doing that. I wouldn't have thought a little VTX would go on there, no problem. And then you could fly it. But there's loads of options. If you're looking at that, then there's absolutely loads of options with mini whoops and stuff like that, and tiny whoops and everything that you could do that with. I wound up with 3 batteries, which I was quite surprised at, because on the website it says only 2, so hopefully you'll be lucky and get 3 as well. And then you get 1 charger basically, so you just simply plug your battery in there, and then you can charge it using any USB adapter. So mains adapter, your laptop or your computer, a power bank when you're out and about, and it takes about 45-50 minutes to actually charge one up. So you're looking at best part of sort of 3 hours by the time you've remembered to change them over and everything. What I found and what I use actually is one of these. So you've got 2 different connectors on here. You can plug it in, you can set the different amps on here as well, and whether it's a high voltage or a low voltage one. So whether it's got the 4.35 or the 4.2, these are 4.2, so these are low voltage ones. You can plug it into a mains adapter, or you can use XT30 with a big battery on it, and then so you can charge out in the field again, and this will charge them all up in the hour then. So that's why I've sort of recommended this one. And if you had half a dozen batteries, doesn't matter what connectors you got, the 2 little connectors there, you could charge them all up at the same time. This is what I carry around with me. It's really useful. I'll put a link down in the description for you, and only about £8, like I say. The other thing you get with it is a spare set of props there, and also a little prop removal tool. So you just simply slide that under there and use the leverage to lift it off rather than wrench the motor out. You get 3 instruction manuals. They're pretty good, do a pretty good job. You've got it in English, I think it's in French and in German. I don't speak either of those other languages. And then everything in here is pretty sort of normal and sort of straightforward. It does explain all the flying techniques and everything on it as well. Flight time was around 6 minutes, something like that, which was pretty good. I mean, it's very good, I think. I certainly wasn't a lot less than that, way over 5 minutes, I would say, easy. But they were averaging 6 from all the playing around with them. And the nice thing is you get the flashing LEDs quite early, and then it flies for quite a while afterwards, and you can just literally fly it until it just gently comes down and lands. So, as a flyer, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was nice. It could do with going a bit faster, but I fly a lot, so yeah, I could handle the speed quite easily. But someone new to it might find it's absolutely fine. I mean, it's a good little one to play around with, and the kids can have a go with the playing with the moving around with the infrared sort of thing. So hopefully you've enjoyed the review, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.